flip to your business here, where I think a man from California called you out of the blue. Am I remembering this right?
Yes. So what
So that,
what happened and what we do now, just to give your listeners a little idea, is we're a custom home building business, and we also build some tract homes. Um, and that started at a home repair business and has turned into this year, 2022. Last year, we did 6.1 million in gross revenue.
yes.
And so, and I think,
Congratulations.
yes, sir. I mean, it's an amazing year. God blessed us. We built over 17 homes in 2022. But the way that a lot of that got started is a friend of mine actually bought a flip house, and this flip house had a lien on it. And so the guy in California had the lien, and he buys this house not knowing it's got this lien on it. And so he can't essentially do anything with the house because it's got this lien on it. And so he ends up finding this guy's name. We can't find his phone number. We can't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we just find his name and address. We write a letter, or Kyle writes a letter, and to the guys like, hey man, we got this house, and you're on the, you got this lien on it. We can't do anything with it. Would you let us buy you out? And so the guy calls back, just calls and says, he's like, no, I'm not going to let y'all buy me out. He said, but I will flip it with you.
Right.
And so at that point, we're just kind of like, and Kyle, my friend, he's like, well, I don't have no choice. I've already spent this much money.
Sure.
Either I take the chance and flip it with this guy, or I just lose my money. And so he ends up flipping the house with the guy. And so the guy, in the process of this, Kyle is telling Blair, which is the guy's name, he's telling Blair about what he does and how me and him work together building houses. And the guy Blair says, I want to meet Josh. And so Blair gets on a plane and flies out to South Carolina from California. And we meet at and have lunch, and Blair says to me, he says, what is it that you're wanting to do with your business and so forth? And I said, man, I would love to start building like houses around the lake. We've got some nice lakes here, which is very profitable, but it's the way you get into that business is you have to build one before anybody will hire you to build one. And so, I started telling him this, and there was a couple other projects that I wanted to do. Blair said, well, what would you kind of need to do this? And I said, well, the lake house would cost around $800,000. And I said, we've got some other projects. And it ended up being, over $1 million investment. And I just said it, Ken, like, kind of how do you say $1 million
Right.
with a straight face? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it to me, now there's some people I'm sure that deal with money like that, but me at the time, I mean, $1 million was I mean, that's like unheard of, and and he's asking, so I'm telling, the Bible says you have not because you ask not, you know what I mean? And so I told him, I said, here's what I would like, and he just looked at me and he said, well, that shouldn't be a problem, and shook my hand and wrote us a check.